So in this lesson, we're going to talk about network protocols, specifically TCP and UDP. But don't worry, we're going to make it super easy to understand with a simple analogy. When it comes to data transmission over the internet, there are two main heroes, if you will, TCP and UDP. And these protocols are the methods by which data is sent from one computer to another. They can send it via TCP or they can send it via UDP. And that works in two very different ways. So first, let's talk about TCP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. Think about TCP as a certified mail service. When you send a letter via certified mail, what happens? With certified mail, you first go to the post office and you fill out a form. For TCP, this is establishing the connection between the two devices, the sender and the receiver. This is done before any data is sent, and this handshake ensures that both parties are ready and willing to communicate, just like you filled out the form. Now, certified mail provides tracking and confirmation of delivery, and TCP does the same thing. It tracks packets of data sent over the network to ensure that each piece reaches the destination. First, the sender sends a send packet to the recipient to tell them that they're ready to send. The recipient sends a send packet back acknowledging they're ready to receive. Then the sender sends the message body, the packet body. The recipient receives it. When the sender is done, it sends an ACK packet to request acknowledgement that the recipient received it. And if the recipient did in fact receive the packet it was expecting, it sends that ACK back to the sender acknowledging that it received the intended message. Then they can go through a breakdown session. The sender starts sending a fin message to say that they're finished transmitting. The recipient acknowledges that fin, and so on and so forth. So back to our certified mail analogy, when the certified mail is delivered, the recipient has to sign for it. TCP does a very similar process. The receiving end sends back the acknowledgement for every single packet that's received, like we just said. This confirms a successful delivery. Now, what happens if your mail gets lost? The Postal Service tries to resend it, and TCP will do this too. If a packet is lost or it's corrupted, TCP retransmit that packet to make sure that the integrity of the data stays intact. Now, certified mail is delivered in the order that it is sent. If you send a package today and one tomorrow, they're going to be delivered in that same order. TCP ensures that data packets are reassembled in the correct order. We've looked at this a little bit when we talked about packets and how they're numbered. And this is just like how you would read a letter, page by page in order. Now, let's switch and let's talk about UDP, or the User Datagram Protocol. So while TCP is like the certified mail, we're making sure it gets there, we're making sure it's in order, User Datagram Protocol, or UDP, is like a bulletin board where you post a flyer. With a bulletin board, you don't set up a communication with every reader, and UDP is much the same way. It sends data without establishing a connection. This makes it much quicker, but a lot less reliable. Anyone could read the flyer you post on that board, right? But you don't know who will, who won't, or if they'll even understand it. UDP is much the same. It simply broadcasts data without ever making sure anyone got it or understood it. And it's efficient, but there is no confirmation of the receipt or comprehension. Again, when you post a flyer, you get no acknowledgement from those who read it. UDP lacks this as well. There's no way to know if the data reached the destination or if it was understood. There's never any acknowledgement. Posting a flyer is a quick way for you to reach many people. And UDP's efficiency lies in the ability for it to broadcast data where speed is essential. Video streaming, things of that nature. So let's quickly recap. So TCP, much like certified mail, is focused on the reliability and the order of the message. It's perfect when the accuracy of the data is critical, or you want to make sure it was received and understood. UDP, like the bulletin board flyer we talked about, is all about efficiency and simplicity. It's used in situations where speed is less important than confirmation. Again, for things like streaming a live video.